Hi everybody, it's Robbie from Southern California, and today I'm not really going to do a garden tour. I've got so much going on here and it's been a really long, hard week for me. And I really didn't get to things I wanted to get to. So I spent time with my family, and that was really, really nice. And I'm going to drop in some of the photos in a few minutes because I sat with my mom and we went through hundreds and hundreds of photos. She's got so many, it's unbelievable. I wanted to wish everybody a really good Mother's Day. Hug your loved ones. And it doesn't matter if you're a mother, even of a furry baby, that's fine too. As you can see, I haven't done a whole lot. A lot of you know that it has not been a good week for me. And I have been putting myself into the garden and doing things, but it's very hard right now to get things together and to think straight. So I've kind of been cleaning things up. Oh, I didn't even get to that. I wanted to get to that. Transplanting flowers I was working on and working on strawberries. And let's go this way. So I figured what I would do is just quickly come on. You know, everything's going good. Gary and I are getting through day by day. I really haven't worked on my garden down the hill there. I have gone and looked at it. I looked at it today, but taking one day at a time right now. So let me drop in here where you'll see what I went through with my mother, and you'll get to see I'm going to get to bore you with family pictures for a few minutes, and you'll be able to see what I went through. So this is me. I was the big sister with my little sister. And of course, this is me and my mom. The other picture is a lot of family around when I graduated high school. A white gown. Isn't that something? So many years ago. I had gone to Hervé's house for a party, and he had all the actors from Fantasy Island. And this is my mom with my daughter, Debbie. Look at that. My grandmother, what a precious, smart woman she was. Oh, this was just a photo shoot. So I was long time ago. And me and my son and my daughter, when Debbie was born, this is by my mom's house. She's in the background there. And then it's just us again, my kids, me, my mom, and my grandmother. And there's the generations of women, my grandmother, my mother, me, and my daughter. My grandmother again. This is my mother's mother. Just a brilliant woman. More pictures. She had so many pictures she wanted me to go through, and she probably got 1,000 more to go through. And so I just sat there. It was a very nice day for Mother's Day to spend time with my mom. And that's what Gary and I did. And that's my daughter. And I went through the pictures with my mom. My dad actually had to go for an MRI, so Gary went with my brother to help get him into the hospital there, the facility, to get the MRI. And then this is other pictures that were there. Of course, I just snapped one quickly with my dad. And this is my mom years ago. She was finding the black and white photos. That's their wedding day. Look at that. Oh, so many. I wasn't there. And then that's my mom graduating high school. She had some puppies or a kitten there. And then here she used to volunteer for the veterans before the pandemic. And she was doing it up until that time. And she would bake food, bring food, do all kinds of stuff. My dad, ROTC on the right, and then the Navy on the left. That fire hydrant on the right, my mother painted that for the Olympics years ago. And you know, when they took it down, they gave it to her, and just me and my dad. Isn't this cool? And my neighbor came over and brought me gifts. And then my daughter sent this, a beautiful planter with hummingbirds that has a solar light in it at night. The hummingbirds will reflect on the ground. She said, I haven't seen that yet, so we'll have to see. Gary put it together. And this was odd. You'll see this in a second. This is an article that I was in a parade years ago. And what's really odd, as I was going to say, is I was telling Gary about it a few days ago, and my mother pulls out the newspaper. I couldn't believe she still had it. I won first place. I had a cockatiel there. I had dressed it into a costume. I used to make costumes for animals. And then my girlfriend, that's her with her bulldog. She's gone now. She's the one that got me involved in the parade. I didn't want to go. 1977. She set it up. She said, we're going. She won second place. So now you've seen a little bit of history. I am hoping these guys are going to come back. This one actually looks like it might. This one is trying. I've got to get this cut. Now, the thing is, if it's damaged on the inside, that one won't come back because the tip rotted out with all the cold weather. But the other ones might make a comeback, so we'll see. And I'm also going to get some more papayas at some point soon in the garden. I've got a lot of solar fountains to put together. We've had such strange weather. First it's cold and it's wet, and then it gets hot, like today's kind of warm, and then it gets cold again, so it's kind of been unstable. And in the front yard, I've started to tear all this apart. Everything's out now. And then back here, which is really cool, I moved a tree collard, and it's doing really well. See, I kind of trellised it up on the fence there. But this I should be able to get to fairly soon, I hope. I want to plant some squash in here, zucchini. Everything will be zucchini, really. And then I'll probably put some tomatoes. And there I'm just going to layer, but the plants are suffering because of the weather being so cold and damp, and then it gets hot. See all the powdery mildew? I have noticed that when I cut them back, all the new growth is coming in beautiful and green. So I'm going to have to work with that. So I'm going to slowly go through and see what I want to do here. I had so many plants here that kind of got tossed for right now. So hopefully I'll get to it later. And look, another chamomile came up here. And Gary pointed out, I've even got one on the ground. I didn't even know, right there. Isn't that something? So even if you're tending to it or not tending to it, if they want to grow, they want to grow. Look how big that red vein sorrel is. It's amazing how massive this thing is, and it's in a very small, shallow container, one of those. And then I've got mint, and look at all the walking onions. They are walking like mad. Isn't that something? All right, let's go back into the bird garden. So I've been kind of throwing myself in here. I've been cleaning up, as you can see. I'm getting rid of a lot of the seed heads with the flowers on it. Not everything, of course, just so I can walk through and service all this. And I worked on my fountain. That's been working really good. And then I've been filling up this trough that's going to be a raised bed. My daughter's got hers all set up, growing watermelon in it. But yeah, it's been a slow week for me as far as working on videos, getting out what I really need to get out, because I know you guys need to see what I'm doing, because it's going to help you a lot in the garden. Oh, look, these are zinnias and different flowers I put in here. See what I did? Every time I plant, they all disappear because, well, the roly-polies and birds come in and eat the seedlings. So I covered it with tulle. I tied it on with some yarn. Now they're growing. As soon as they're about that big, I can uncover it and the birds won't bother it. So I just wanted to come on today very quickly, nothing long, tell you I'll do a garden tour June 1st, but I'll be doing hopefully soon a whole bunch more things, because I've got new ideas that I've been working on, and it's been working fabulous in the garden. I've got to spread the joy to you, because it really, instead of buying things, you can just buy a couple things, and then this is going to work fantastic in your garden. So I hope everybody had a wonderful Mother's Day. Whether it's a quiet Mother's Day, you kicking back, or with some family, or just Zooming or talking on the phone. Whatever worked for you, kick back and watch TV. I just hope you had a wonderful day. And everybody take care. Love you all. And have a wonderful day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. So that's the beautiful unit. It's a planter that my daughter bought for Mother's Day. Gary put it together there. And this was my trip to LA. We took a ride there. I don't think I'm going to say much other than this is downtown LA, as you can see, and I guess there's a lot of artists out there. Oh, and that's being nice. There it is. I can remember when all you can see is City Hall, and I used to go as a kid with the school, and they would take us to the top, and you could see the whole city, because all those buildings you see back there were not there. City Hall, which you can't even see anymore, was the tallest building in downtown LA many years ago. Not anymore.